What does this do to his legacy? Do you think this tarnishes his legacy? Not everybody that is successful in college transitions to the NFL.
Yeah, and that's why I think you see a lot of guys on a college level that coach at a high level for X amount of years stay at that level because they understand the transition. They understand how different it is. I was just having a talk with my former position coach, Tom Herman. He's with the Bears right now, and he's just a third down analyst and he's learning a lot. And I said, it's funny how different football is from professional to from college to professional. It's completely different mindset, the way they play, the way they move, and the way you coach. And I don't think it tarnished his legacy, Coach Meyer's legacy, too much because of the unbelievable things he did at the collegiate level, the players he produced, the coaches he produced. His track record speaks for itself with the national championships. But I think it does leave some type of stain on it. But you still can't deny he's one of the best, coaches, by far college coaches that to ever coach.
Do you think, or do you see him wanting to coach again at the college level just to not end on a sour note?
You know what? That's a great point. Urban is a hell of a competitor for one. I don't know if he want to coach college football again in this era with the NIL and with the transfer portal, because I can see that also forcing him to tweak some of the ways he go about his business when it comes to recruiting and coaching. But I do see him in another competitive world. Maybe it's back to broadcasting, and people don't understand how competitive broadcasting, especially those college game day shows with Fox and ESPN. And he was doing a really good job at that. Maybe it's something along those lines, but coaching or I don't think coaching's in his future. I mean, clearly this is just me and my personal opinion, just because of the dynamic of college football now, but maybe behind the scenes as some type of analyst or back in the, broadcasting world.
You don't want to see anybody go through this, but it seems like from your experience and the personality that you're kind of not surprised that something like this would have happened in the NFL.
Yeah, because I think Urban is at a point in his career where he has so much success coaching a certain way. It's almost like the term, you can't teach your old dog new tricks. Urban ways made him who he is, when it comes to the coaching world, to the way he's able to relate to players and things like that. And I think those ways are a little behind us when it comes to not just society, but the, just football, period. So that's why I don't see him really going back to college and kind of trying to do some of the things that he is accustomed to doing to build a team, to build a culture. And that's why I think, it might not have worked in the NFL just because, I wouldn't say it's outdated because his ways, I mean, he just was coaching in college 3 years ago. I think he ran a Rose Bowl. It just times has changed. And I don't know if he's willing to make that sacrifice and change in his demeanor, his personality, his coaching style to keep up with times today. Like I said before, we never had like that unbelievable relationship, but it's always tough to see anyone go through some of the things that he's going through right now in the public eye. So I just wish, what's best for him and his family. I pray for these guys every day because he still had a significant impact on my life and my career at Ohio State. But it's tough, but if some of the rumors are true, with some of the things he was doing, then I think the heat that he is getting, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, is well deserved.
Everybody, you keep bringing up your relationship with him, and everybody will always think of Tim and Coach. What if people don't know? What was
night and day?
What was the relationship like? What was it
night
like?
And day. Nothing. I don't think any relationship Coach Meyer ever had with any player, not just quarterback, will ever compare to the relationship with him and Tebow. I mean, you see that with him bringing in Tebow after 8 years of being retired to come in and play another position. That's just the trust and the belief that he has in Tebow and Tim. And they relationship, they have I want to say roughly 20 years at this point. Ours is just completely different. Urban didn't recruit me for one. I was never his guy, but, just by, the way things designed, he was forced to coach me just because I was there when the transitional period of, Coach Tressel to Coach Meyer. So I went into a situation, this guy had no clue who I was, and this is a dream school for me. And in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of funny to say, he was ruining my college experience, definitely with Ohio State, just because of his style of coaching, because I wasn't recruited by him. So I didn't know him that well, so I didn't know what to expect. And the things I expected with Coach Trussell and his staff, the guys who recruited me, was night and day from Coach Meyer and the things that he stressed and the way he just went about everything. So personally, he was ruining my college experience at the Ohio State University in the beginning until I really grew up and until I really became, a more mature young man and a student athlete. I joke around with people all the time, and I don't say this in a bad way. I mean, people can take it however you want it, but I'm like, I probably had, out of my 4 years at Ohio State, I probably had 10 conversations with Coach Meyer, and that's including high and by walking through the freaking facility, just because of the dynamic he put on just because he demanded excellence out of our position coaches to form those relationships, to form that trust with their players, so it was never an opportunity for me personally to be like, oh my God, I love my head coach, I thank him so much for this. It was always my position guy. And it wasn't a knock on Urban or what he wasn't doing. It's just the way he ran our program.